talk about the offense today and 2 goals and finally getting off a scoreless streak?
Yeah, I think that we've been asking the guys for a couple of weeks now to put better service in the box, and I think we got that today. We eventually got a couple of goals. We were lucky with Darlington in the first half as well. The centre back just gets his toe to it and kicks it over the bar. We're lucky not to score there, so I'm happy. I think it was a fair result. I think it was probably about a 10-minute period in the game in the first half where they scored and equalised and tied the game up that they were on top of us, but apart from that I felt the guys were pretty much in control of the game.
How did you take it going into halftime with the score tied?
There's only one way you can take it, is you try and turn it into a positive. As I say, they deserved to come back into the game. I thought they were controlling a little bit of the possession at that time, and we looked like we were rocking a little bit, and eventually they scored a goal from our mistake again. So I think that we're shooting ourselves in the foot at times, because there's not teams that are cutting us open with great play. We are creating our own problems, and we got punished by creating our own problem. They tied the game up.
Coach, the header by Boyd, which was an own goal. It was such a solid header, though. It was more deflection than own goal. Do you hate the fact that it gets taken away, for him more than anything?
Well, I think that we've asked him to get better movement in the box, along with better service in the box. And I think his movement to get across the defender and get his head to it was good. Great ball by Sal. And it would be nice if it was his goal. But for us, we're happy to get the 3 points.
Coach, how big of a relief was it when Bruner scored?
I would say it's a relief. It's nice when we score goals. We love scoring goals here. It's just at times we don't score as many as we want to. But nice to score 4 goals a game. But as I said, with the run that we've been in, I think we've looked really solid in the last month. At the back, midfield players have been protecting their back 4 and not giving away too much. So I've been happy with that. The final thing that always comes is scoring goals, and I think that the quicker we get better service into the box, our forwards will start to score, and I've seen a bit of that today.
What was your motivation behind the substitution at the start of the second half?
I just felt that Frank wasn't having his best day for us. Some days that you're playing the game and you just can't kick on, you're feeling a little bit heavy-legged. I always think that when Sal comes on here, the crowd appreciate him and he gives you a lift, especially going to the Timbers Army. And once he makes that first run and he gets, kicked up in the air, you can just tell the Army are back in the game, and all of a sudden it gives us that jolt. And we started to be a little bit more relentless in attack, and I think we put them in the back foot for a long period of time.
John, when you look in the first half, you had an interchange with Dominic Adora. What was that about?
I was just saying to him, Dominic, I haven't seen you for a long time since you left Houston, and I wish you all the very best.
It seemed like a really physical game. Chicago seemed to be complaining a lot, falling a lot. I mean, how do you handle that, or did you see it that way, or was it just part of the normal?
I don't know how many yellow cards there were, but I think there was only possibly 2 or 3 that actually deserved to be a yellow card. I felt that in the first half. I said that to the official, that I felt at times players were, milking tackles and going down and to get free kicks and playing for free kicks. But that's part of the modern game. The referee's got to be able to differentiate, from what's a good tackle and what's a bad tackle and what's a dive. So for me, I think that there was a couple of them cards that were warranted and merited, and a couple that weren't.
When you had the scoring drought, you didn't go 0-4 or 0-3-1. A lot of that is because of Troy. Is he better now than he was last year, in your opinion?
Well, I think he's doing the job that we brought him to do. That's try and keep clean sheets and come up big when we need you to come up big, and he's certainly done that. I think since after the Montreal game, he's really kicked on, and especially in Houston late on where they had a couple of chances against us. I thought he pulled off 2 magnificent saves. But for me, you see him doing that on a daily basis. He's a great professional, works extremely hard at his craft, and it doesn't surprise me really.
Obviously, with Jack going out, you guys needed to figure out who was going to be the next captain. What made you decide to pick Charlie?
Well, to be honest with you, he doesn't speak great English. I don't speak great English either, so I think it was a match made in heaven, to be honest with you. For me, I think he's an experienced player. He's played in big games, and we had no hesitation. I think he leads by example rather than leading by talking. I think the energy and the work rate that he puts into every single game is tremendous. I don't know if there's another player in this conference that covers that much ground than him. So I had no hesitation giving him the captain's on that.
John, when you look at again, you're up 2-1 going into the final moments of the game. It looked like the team was a little more confident in handling and putting away the game as opposed to some other games.
Honestly, I don't want to point to certain things and blame, fitness on losing goals late on in games. I think the guys do look fitter, do look stronger. I think mentally we've got over that hump like we did have early in last year. We had it the same this year, conceding early goals. So for me, I think that we had to leave men back because they were leaving men high. And obviously we were just knocking the ball into the channels at the end of the game for Boydie and Jorge to hold the ball up. But as I say, I think defensively we've been sound since the Montreal game. We've looked good at the back.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.